Namaskar. This question is very oftenly asked. How to find my spiritual teacher? How to find my spiritual teacher? I have to little bit talk about philosophy. In yogic philosophy, it is firmly and logically believed that the entire creation exists. Is a little bit anthropocentric, but I believe it is logical. That the entire creation, the entire universe exists to enable the existence of human being. Why? Because a human being has such an expanded and enlarged consciousness, so that human being is able to realize the supreme truth, is able to realize and merge himself, herself with divine consciousness. So the entire process of creation, the human being is just like the final end of that cosmic wave, is the final end of that cosmic conation, cosmic imagination. So the supreme goal of a human being is to realize God, is to realize supreme consciousness. So for that the entire universe exists. But the person is not ready. And then if the person is not ready, if there is no desire for that, then there is no use to teach spiritual practice for that purpose, for that person. But when that desire is awakened in a human being, then the universe, which is an alive organism, you have to realize that, it's a live organism where everything is interconnected. Externally we are all different, but internally we are all one. So that alive organism supplies you with the spiritual teacher. And that is, I have so many beautiful stories about that. So many beautiful stories. I found myself in many places where I didn't at all expect myself to be, just to meet one person, to transfer the initiation, to transfer the spiritual practice to him. And then later I would realize, oh, all of these things happened to me just for that collision. And many stories I have when things happen like this. So I firmly believe, in my life also, I came to such a state. I looked around. I couldn't be inspired about anything. I saw my friends. What do you want? Oh, we want to get good education, make a nice house, create a good family, have a car and a house and travel all over the world. And it's like, oh my God, what a boring dream. What a distasteful life. So that was my big problem. I couldn't find an inspiration in anything. So what I did, I prayed to God intensely, asking, oh God, give me path in life. Give me path. I don't know. I need guidance. I know there is something more which I'm missing, but I'm not able to see. So guide me. And I need a teacher. And I thought a bit, and then I added, but it should be the best path and the best teacher. So that was, and it was very intense. Actually, I told something more. I don't know, I should tell this here or not. I told to God, if you cannot give me path and teacher, then please kill me. Kill me. I don't want to just drag my existence forward without inspiration. So within 1 week, it was arranged. Somehow bumping here, there, I'm meditating now. And I'm happy. So that was, and in my life as an acharya, as a spiritual conduit, as the spiritual brother who can transfer the initiation from the guru to the disciple, I found myself in so many places, very strange way. Just the coincidences and play of circumstances, and then it's just like out of my will. I'm just out of control. I cannot control things. But finally, I collide with the right person, who later on also play a very vital part in my life also, and it's amazing. So the main thing is to find the desire within. So in yogic philosophy we say, muktya kaunkaya sadguru prapti. When there is an intense desire for liberation, you will attain a perfect teacher. You will attain a perfect teacher. There are many kinds of teachers. Different. And the teacher comes according to your caliber. Because if there is just a lump of clay, no need a sophisticated worker. It's just, you can make a brick out of it, and you cannot make anything else. But if there is a diamond, so for that diamond, we need a very, very skillful artisan. Anybody cannot do. There has to be a perfect artisan, perfect master to deal with that kind of disciple. And then on what it depends, what is that makes you a clay or a diamond? What's that? Is the purity of your intention. When you desire liberation, when you desire God, consciously, unconsciously, knowingly, unknowingly, but you are of a noble soul. You want to ascend in your evolution, and you want the welfare of all beings in this world. You wish well to everybody. Your pure soul. For that kind of soul, the great master has to come. And then apart from that, there is another thing necessary. Spirit of surrender. The surrender is a very kind of unpleasant word for many people. It's like, okay, I surrender. In the war, no, now I am the prisoner of war, I surrender. So that kind of ideation is there. But in spirituality, you will see that a mature person and a very established professional, they behave differently. A mature, he wants to do things himself or herself. He will do like, let me try it, I know, I want to try it, I want to do myself. But the professional, he wants just be effective. He wants to get the proper guidance, act upon it, and do the things perfectly. So in spirituality also, let me do it myself, I want to do. That's maturity of the soul is not reached. It's like in life. I mean, we need teachers. We need our parents to teach us how to eat with a spoon. And then we need guidance in, for example, in mathematics. Somebody has to guide us how do I make the addition, subtraction, division, and how do I solve all these equations? I need a guidance, I need an explanation. I have to go through a discipline, therefore I become a disciple. But in spirituality, people feel, no, I know things. I don't need a guide. I'm a guide myself. And that is very foolish. Spirituality is the subtlemost, is much subtler than the mathematics. And you need a guide. And when the person has exhausted that desire of ego to be the master of yourself. I want to do this. I want to do myself. I don't need any teacher. When you do, and then you try and you try and you try. Still you're not becoming happy. You are trying to fulfill your will, and you're becoming more entangled into the web of the consequences of your actions. You become more and more bound by karma, and there is less and less freedom. So you became like this. You yourself put you in the strings of your actions. You wrapped yourself, and you become bound, and you're not free, and you're crying because your soul wants freedom. At that moment, you become ready to accept. I just need somebody who will take me by the hand, and we will go together towards liberation. So when this desire comes in your mind, when this great acceptance comes in your mind, I want a spiritual teacher. I'm going to treasure him. I want to follow. I want to discipline myself. Therefore, I want to become a disciple, the person with discipline. So when these two collide, coincide, there is great desire for freedom, to be better, great desire for purity, for happiness, for eternal love, and then there is desire to surrender, to follow. At that moment, Guru comes. I had a dream just before my initiation into this beautiful life. In my dream, I was walking, and everything was just like, distasteful. There was no really joy in the air. It was like it's like in the movies sometimes. It's like kind of zombie apocalypse. This kind of, there is no really the beauty around. And there was suddenly some elephant approaching me. A big elephant. And that elephant took me by his trunk and put on the back. And one peculiarity about that animal was that I felt, by the very essence of my being, I felt that this elephant is pure love. He loves me so much, he loves me so strongly, and he loves me unconditionally. Whatever am I may be clean, I may be dirty, I may be whatever am I, perfect, imperfect. He doesn't care, he just loves me so strongly. And I felt, I love him so much. I love him in return so much. So I spread myself on the back of that animal, trying to hug that huge structure. And I'm just trying to merge with that animal because I love him so much. I don't want ever be apart. And that animal gracefully started to walk. And in my understanding, we went with that animal to India. He started to carry me to India. And there was one peculiarity about him also. He was just an animal, beautifully decorated, and then there was also eyeglasses on the animal with eyeglasses, the elephant with eyeglasses. Later on, when I got initiated, and one day I was just sitting and looking, staring at the picture of my guru, suddenly I just started to recognize certain things. And I saw the eyeglasses of the guru are the same as the eyeglasses of that elephant. So what I was attracted to is this feeling of eternal love, unconditional love. I had such a yearning for that kind of love. I just want that love so badly. I just want it. I need it. So that kind of feeling, I want to be loved, not by any human being. Nobody can love me in the way I want to be loved. So that was a pure desire. And then also, I tried many things. I tried to be happy in my own way. As a growing boy, I tried so many things. And I understood I cannot do. I just need a guide in my life. I need a teacher. So those two things were there. The desire for something great and the desire to surrender, to come under the care of the teacher. And then within 1 week it was arranged. In the past there was a practice called Vaidiki Diksha, the Vedic initiation. The essence of this practice was the introduction of the mantra. It was Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyo Yo Na Prachodayat Om. In that mantra, a spiritual aspirant addresses the Supreme Entity. He says, "Oh, that Tat Savitur, oh, that sun, that eternal light, worthy of my adoration, the one who has created Bhur, Bhuva, Swar, all the 7 strata of existence, please guide me on the path of my greatest good." Basically, the person is asking for the path and the person is asking for the Guru. So when that mantra purifies the mind, when that mantra conditions the mind for that, awakens the desire for the path and for the teacher. Because when you come to the path, you get this desire for liberation, but you don't want to accept the teacher. You're not complete for the initiation. You're not ready for that initiation. So Gayatri Mantra, or Savitri Rik in another name, it prepares you for that kind of, I want a teacher. I not simply want my spiritual desire. I want a teacher. I want a spiritual guide. And then your mind becomes ready. You are ready to accept. Then the Guru appears in life. And I would say this is the most beautiful collision. If you found a perfect Guru, and the Guru, I would say that is a very rare thing. Many people call themselves Guru. And to some extent it is true. Even our parents, they are our Gurus. But in a spiritual sense, to be Guru is a big job. So it is very rare when a true Guru is born on the planet. It happens rarely. Normally, when such personality is born of that kind of caliber, he creates the chain of the disciple. He creates the transference of his essence through his disciples. So, such disciples, which has accepted the more austere path, more rigorous path, to realize that greater essence, they are called acharyas, or those who teach by their example. And those acharyas, they are able to initiate. And that initiation is nothing but the transference of power and energy from the Guru itself to the disciple via the media of Acharya. And the potential depends on the caliber of the Guru. Sometimes people ask, can I change the Guru? Yes, you can change. If what you are changing is better, means if you are moving from lesser grade of the Guru to the higher grade of the Guru, then it is okay. Because Guru doesn't want to bind disciples. Guru wants to liberate disciples. And actually there is only one Guru. Brahma eva Guru reka napara. Only the absolute consciousness, only the supreme consciousness is Guru. Nobody else is Guru. So that spirit of benevolence expresses himself through the different forms. Some forms are more powerful, some forms are less powerful. But the teacher is only that supreme entity. So you're moving from one expression of supreme entity to another expression of supreme entity. But if you find the perfect teacher, then of course to move away from that perfect teacher, it doesn't make sense. So you can move through teachers, or you can move directly. I didn't want to go like this. I just wanted to go directly. And I believe, and what I have experienced so far makes me believe more, that I have found that perfect expression. Yeah, that is the topic. You can write what you think about it. I tell you, when this happened, when realized, first I couldn't realize. I just thought I learned meditation. But after 1 year and maybe 1.5 years, it has become evident what I have got. And I just to fall in love. I started to fall in love so deeply with the teaching, with the path, and with the Guru. And it was like, wow. I remember that one day we were traveling, like rafting along the river. And the river was very rough, very, very rough. So my job, we were like a team I was a very young boy, 19 years old. And my job was to, when we meet into some kind of obstacles, because the river is full of the fallen trees and things like that. So I need to secure the boat by running to the shore and binding the rope to some tree. So one time the current was so strong, it was going very fast, and we bumped into the tree which were crossing the river. And then the current was so strong, it started to kind of come over on the back of the boat and start to push it under the water. So strong. Even the boat is like the raft, it's very full of air, it's big. But even that air is just getting pushed like, like this under the water. So everyone told me, run to the. So on that log, which is actually submerged in the water and is very slippery, on that log I start to walk, carefully, moving, because I need to safeguard that boat. And then they say, run, do it quickly, we need it quickly. And then I slipped and I just, and the current was so strong. I never experienced in my life that kind of current, that kind of force. Actually, it was overwhelming force. I couldn't move, I could not move 1 centimeter. It was so strong, and I was just like under the water. And then, and I cannot move, and I cannot breathe, and 1 centimeter I cannot move, and I'm thinking, this must be my last. This must be my last. And then I'm kind of feeling, grateful. It was a good life. But there was one small regret. I just found my Guru. I just have fallen in love. I just found my path. I have fallen in love with that path. And then if I die, then again I have to wait for the Guru to come. Now I waited for 18 years. Now my deepest desire of my soul has been fulfilled, but I have not enjoyed it enough. I'm not actually ready to die. And all things, I don't regret, nothing I don't regret, but this I regret. And then I felt 4 hands catching me and pulling me out. It is my friends, they came, they took me out of the water. And then that day I survived. But I remember that thought. At that moment of crisis, I felt what is the most important. I still feel it. I still feel it. It is the most important. So desire for a perfect master, desire for a perfect path, for a perfect freedom. And then, when the disciple is ready, Guru comes. Namaskar.